So hi there guys, in this video I'm comparing a few different microphones set up for the purpose of ASMR audio recording. If you don't know what ASMR audio recording is, you can YouTube it, there's millions of examples out there. But generally you want to watch this video using headphones to get the full effect. And now let's just jump through and check out each option I have. So up first I have this recording setup. It's 3D printed. The models I'll post in the description below, but it is just made of plastic. These are hollow tubes. Inside each ear, there is a Sony lav microphone. You can use any of these Chinese budget lav mics online as well from Amazon, 20 bucks each. And each ear has them just in there. Obviously, you want to record with stereo, so that's an added complication. You need a sound card that can record stereo if you want to go that road. I also 3D printed out this. It's a shock absorber. It's dual stage, one stage here and one stage here. And that just helps get rid of any shock. So if you want to mount this on a camera, you're not going to hear any bumping. The 3D printer I used to make this was a Monoprice Select Mini version 2. It's about $200 for the 3D printer. It was about a buck worth of plastic, and it took about 8 hours to print out. All the models are available online. The microphones I'm using are Sony XLR based. They're quite expensive, $250 each. Although you can just buy Amazon based $20 Chinese lavalier microphones and they'll work pretty well. I'm using one right now on my shirt. This one's 20 bucks from Amazon. So yeah, you may not be able to tell, but I am putting all the lav mics through a noise filter. I'm using Isotopes RX5 denoiser to get rid of all the background hiss, because these budget microphones and these old Sony lav mics tend to have a little bit of hiss. So I'll get rid of that in post-processing. Here we have the Zoom H6. I got this one for really cheap because the headphone port is broken, but I probably paid 80 bucks, 70 bucks for this Canadian. It has 4 channels XLR and then these 2 audio channels here. You can plug a microphone into the side and yeah, start recording. On the back, I put a little tripod mount that just screws on. So this way you can point the microphone up when recording. Here is the Sennheiser MKH416. This is a 48 volt phantom powered professional shotgun microphone. It's used commonly for voiceovers and things like TV commercials. Again, it's a very old microphone, but it sounds great, and you can also get a blimp for it. And I don't use this much indoors, but it helps cut down wind and vibration. Last but not least, I have this. It is a set of CAD M179 microphones, large diaphragm condenser. There is a variable dial that you can change the pickup pattern from pattern 8 to cardioid to omnidirectional. And omnidirectional is generally what you'll be using for ASMR video recording. And there's 2 of them here. They're about $250 each, and they are XLR based. So you need a XLR preamp to use these. I also am using some shock mounts to help reduce with any vibrations in the table. And I also have 3D printed out a, right here, this adapter that converts from a single to a dual microphone. Yeah, so that allows me to have one stand or two microphones. Okay, so now let's jump into doing the actual audio samples. Because my camera seems to have a fan in it, it makes a lot of noise. What I'll be using is my cell phone to record the video, and I'll be recording the video from the perspective of the microphone to give it a more intimate surround sound experience. So I apologize for the sudden drop in image quality. I'll be using my phone to do the actual video recording. Let's get to this. So up first we have the Zoom microphone, and I have a pair of scissors out here, and I have the gain on the microphone set to 7 out of 10. And so I'm not really sure how well this picks up. So this is me whispering into the microphone. This is me whispering into the microphone. This is me whispering into the microphone. This is me whispering. And now this is me speaking into the microphone. Speaking into the microphone and speaking into the microphone. And this is me speaking into the microphone. I have the microphone gain set to 7 out of 10. So what we have now is the Sony microphones in the 3D printed enclosure. And I'll start off with a pair of scissors. And now I'll just whisper a little bit. Hi there. This is a test of the microphone. I am whispering in your ears. Okay, now I'm whispering in your other ear. This is me whispering in your ear. I don't know how well it works, but this is me whispering in your ear. Again, your other ear. This is me speaking on top of you and in front of you. Okay. We also have some tape. Okay, so up next we have the two CAD M179s in stereo configuration. They're a little apart from each other. You kind of have to visualize this through the eyes of the microphones, which the camera doesn't really quite do. I also put a little foam divider in between to give it a little bit of stereo separation. Okay, so I'm going to start. those plosives can be pretty powerful. And I'm not using a windscreen, so I have to be very, very careful with my mic technique. Okay. It's starting to lose its scratchiness. Okay, so now in this test we are looking at the Sennheiser MKH416. It is just one microphone, not two. I don't have two. And now we're just going to whisper into it a bit. And I'm whispering into the microphone. And I'm just whispering into the microphone. I'm whispering into the microphone. Whispering into the microphone a bit. And I'm just going to whisper a little bit closer. And this is me whispering very, very quietly into the microphone. Trying to watch proper mic technique, but not really sure. Okay, and now as I get further back, this is me just speaking into the microphone from about a foot away, and I'm just speaking in a low volume voice, and I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but this should provide a nice low warm vocal sound, and although it won't be stereo, it might still sound pleasant. So this is just a test of the Sennheiser MKH416. So that's the end of the comparison, guys. I hope you can leave some feedback in the comments about which microphone setup sounded the best to you, which one worked best for ASMR video recordings. That feedback will be helpful to me because I'll try to make a couple ASMR videos in the future. You can subscribe if you're interested in checking those out in the future. I really enjoyed working on this project. It was great to have an opportunity to use my 3D printer. I'll put a link to the 3D models on which I used to make this ASMR recording setup, and I'll also post a link to the stereo mic adapter I printed out and made as well. And that's about it. Again, any feedback you guys have would be really, really helpful. But otherwise, take care, guys. Have a great